What is a rabbit nest box? What type of rabbit nest box is the best one out there today? Is it wood? Is it metal? Is it plastic? Is it wire? What is it? That's what we're going to be looking at today. Hello everyone, Paul here at Arow Farm. I've been raising meat rabbits for about a combined time of 30 years. Here are a couple of my nest boxes right over here that I have in my rabbit herd and have had in my rabbit herd for going on probably about 20 years right now, actually. All right, so what is a rabbit nest box? A rabbit nest box is a box that you stick into a doe's cage when she's in a cage environment, or even if she's in a colony environment. A doe needs somewhere to make a nest out of straw or hay or whatever, pull fur, and have her babies, also known as kits, in that nest box. So these nest boxes here mimic kind of a natural burrow or a natural hole where these doe rabbits go, make a nest, pull fur, and have their baby rabbits in them. So if you ever look into the wild at wild cottontail rabbits, if you got those around, a doe's probably going to have those kits somewhere in either a den or a burrow, or maybe in just a big clump of grass or a hollow log or something like that. Somewhere they feel safe to have those kits and to keep those kits there. Most of the nest boxes that I use for my rabbits are a wooden nest box that I built myself. Now, to go along with the wooden nest box, I also run a couple of steel or metal nest boxes. So, pros and cons of each of these nest boxes. So, the wooden nest box, if you need to make a nest box and you've got some scrap wood laying around, they're pretty easy to make. We're going to go over the dimensions here in a little bit. So here it is, the wooden nest box. I utilized just some leftover lumber I had from projects, maybe even some rough cut lumber on here as well. So something to keep in mind is when you're making rabbit nest boxes, you don't want to use wood that has paint on it, wood that has stain on it, anything like that. You want plain, clear lumber to build these nest boxes out of. So I simply just screwed this thing together utilizing Torx head screws right here. This thing right here is about 15 to 20 years old, and as you can see, it's had a little wear and tear, and they do like to chew on it. So something about that, something with the wooden nest box is the doe is going to chew on it. This is about 15, 20 years old, like I said. It's lasted this long. It's had a good life so far, a good run. So along with building a wooden nest box, another option would be to purchase those somewhere. I don't know if you got somebody locally that would build them or online. Certainly available there like most anything is today. Okay, so metal nest box. I bought a couple of these at a farm auction probably about 20 years ago. Here it is. It's not chewed up. It's not rusting away. It's held up quite well. It does have this little board on the bottom, if you can see that. It's kind of like a pegboard, so there's little holes in there to allow some ventilation and stuff like that. This can be replaced. I do replace it every now and again, cut another piece, stick it in there. So that's what I do with that. So the metal nest box is not going to get destroyed. The rabbits aren't going to destroy it. It's going to be pretty much indestructible. The only way you're going to destroy it is if you destroy it. If you set it down somewhere and you back over it with the four-wheeler after you rinse it out or whatever, that's the only way it's basically going to get destroyed here. The dogs can't chew it up. The kids can't ruin it. It's going to last a long time. Now, what are the downsides of a metal rabbit nest box? I don't use them in the wintertime. Why is that? Because this is metal. Metal gets cold. Even though I try to keep my rabbit barn a little bit above freezing in the wintertime, it still can get chilly in there. And if kits get against this metal right here inside the rabbit nest box, that's going to be cold, and that can be detrimental to those little baby kits. So I only use the metal ones usually in the summer months unless I'm running short, and I have used them in the winter months before. They work okay, but you're taking a risk there that the kits are going to touch that metal and get cold and possibly freeze right there. So I'm going to give you the measurements of these nest boxes right here. These are for larger meat type rabbits. The rabbits I raise are Rex, California, New Zealand, and Tammock rabbits. So these nest boxes work perfectly fine for those breeds of rabbits. I'm going to give you the dimensions of the metal nest box, as I pretty much mimicked my wooden nest boxes off of that. Other than these are going to be a little bit wider just because of the wood and stuff like that. The inside area is not any bigger, but the outside dimensions are a little bit bigger. All right, so something right here. So the front right here, this is 5 inches tall. As you can see right there, 5 inches tall. Something when I first started building rabbit nest boxes, I'd build those about half that tall, 2/3 that tall, and those kits would start to jump out of there too early. Couldn't get back in. This just kind of keeps them held in there. As you can see on the one I built, this is a 2x6, so about 5.5 inches tall right there for the front, which is adequate. You can go a little shorter, like I said, and I definitely have a plenty like that I made in the beginning where I screwed up. All right, so it's 5 inches right here. The back right here, you're looking at, it's about 9 3/4 tall in the back. The top right here is about 7 3/4 right there. And the whole length of this nest box is 18 inches by 10 inches. That size works great for the breeds that I raise. If you raise some smaller breeds of rabbits, you're probably going to want to research on what size those boxes should be. I can't tell you that because I don't raise anything smaller than what I have here. So look that up, but same general concept. And these boxes can definitely be no top on them, just a square box, something like that. I've seen people use plastic nest boxes. Either they build them or they buy them. Same thing with the plastic, the rabbit's going to chew them up as well. I've seen the wire ones that drop into the rabbit cages in the bottom of the cage for the mama doe to jump into to have the babies in there. And then they can cover it up when they go to take the kits out of the nest box. Never tried those, but I imagine those would hold up pretty well too. A few more rabbit nest box basics right here. So I put the nest box into the doe's cage 3 days prior to her kindling or having babies. Now I'm going to show you what I put into the nest box for bedding. So I like to use pine wood shavings. I prefer the medium type blend or cut. The large cut of these works as well. I stay away from the fine because a lot of dust in there and doesn't seem to be as absorbent. Okay, so I put about roughly 2 coffee cans, old school coffee can, metal can right there, into the nest box. 2 coffee cans of shavings into the bottom of the nest box. It's very important to use pine wood shavings and not cedar wood shavings. Cedar gives off an aroma that can be damaging to the rabbit's respiratory system. So stay away from cedar, stick to pine. So I've got these wood shavings in the bottom. It acts as an absorbent right there to soak up any urine or anything like that, and to help keep that cleaner and drier. Sometimes you can just leave it at that. Just put wood shavings. Mama will pull fur in there, make her own nest. Some people like to use paper shreddings, like from the office in here, into the bottom of this thing. After the wood shavings, I like to put in some grass hay right here. So stick this into the nest box. Okay, so just a couple of good handfuls right there into the nest box. And then when I go and stick that nest box in the doe's cage, I'll grab another handful of hay and throw into her cage and set next to the nest box as well. Now the doe's going to go in there, scurry around, probably eat some hay on the cage floor you put there as well, which is okay. Check back the next day, throw some more hay in there. That's okay. She can eat some hay and make her nest at the same time. Some does go crazy making their nest right away. Some wait right up until the last minute until they have their babies to make their nest. It's important to put this nest box in the doe's cage at the correct time prior to her having babies and have the right type of bedding in there to make sure she has a happy, healthy litter of rabbit kits, especially if you're going to maintain a profitable rabbitry as I do here at Broken Arrow Farm. If you want to take a deeper dive into how I make an income on meat rabbits, I'd recommend checking out this video right here. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.